Okay, good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get the meeting started. Welcome to the Board of Education meeting for Community Consolidated School District 46 this evening, Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, 6 p.m. here at Frederick School. I need a call to order, please.
Mack.
Here.
Braden. Absent. Nash. Absent. Halverson.
Here.
Hune.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
And Weedman.
Here. Okay, thank you. We have a quorum. Please join me for the pledge. Thank you. I need a motion to approve this evening's agenda, please.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay.
Miller.
Aye.
Mack.
Aye.
Halverson.
Aye.
Weedman.
Aye.
And Hune.
Aye.
Okay, agenda's approved. Thank you very much. Public comments. Do we have any public comments signed up down there? Yes? Go ahead. Yeah. I think I press the button on there too if it's on.
Thank you. Okay, good evening. Some of the officers of both unions are unable to be here tonight due to family commitments that could not be changed. Their absence today is simply a matter of scheduling, and they stand fully aligned with the message being shared this evening on behalf of both the Grays Lake Federation of Teachers and the PSRP unions. We want to begin by saying that we are grateful for the board's unwavering service to the district and for the open and welcoming relationships that have been built with both unions. That collaboration matters, especially in moments when difficult conversations may be on the horizon. We are watching what is happening in surrounding districts and across the state. With ongoing uncertainty around state and federal funding, we recognize that many boards are being asked to make challenging financial decisions. We understand the weight of that responsibility. Historically, when budgets tighten, the most immediate place districts look is staffing. It is the most visible line on a spreadsheet, but it is also the line most directly connected to the day-to-day experiences of students. Teachers and paraprofessionals are the boots on the ground, the adults providing instruction, intervention, supervision, and support every single day. If financial adjustments become necessary, we urge the board to think broadly and creatively about how these adjustments are approached. We would encourage consideration of areas such as operational efficiencies in purchasing and vendor contracts, cooperative or shared services agreements, energy usage reviews and utility savings, reducing printing, paper use, and non-essential consumables, reviewing software platforms and subscription redundancies, limiting travel, conference, and discretionary expenditures, phasing large purchases over time, exploring additional grants, facility usage efficiencies, and scheduling adjustments. There are many ways districts can tighten budgets. Some approaches preserve classroom experiences more than others. Our hope is that any decisions that reflect a balanced approach, one that carefully considers the impact on the students we serve and the staff who work most closely with them every day. We appreciate your time and your continued commitment to thoughtful decision making. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is the presentation this evening by Food Service, by Organic Life this evening. Welcome back. And again, the red light should be on that microphone if it is, yeah.
Hello? Okay. It's good. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time this evening. I'm here to present a food service update so far this year. Oh, okay, perfect. Yes, thank you. Great. Okay, so we'd like to start this evening with daily participation just to kind of outline and see where we are month to month. So as you can see, we have a bar graph over here, and the gray, the tall lines are the lunch participation that we have. So as you can see, which is really phenomenal, we've been increasing participation in breakfast and lunch, actually all across the board, I would say. Each month, there is a dip in January, which is very common when there's less students at school, perhaps coming after a winter break and the cold months and the flu season. So we do expect that to come down a little dip, and then it tends to come back up in the springtime. So that's been pretty great to see. The participation has been increasing. This year, what's new, at the elementary schools, we are now offering 2 daily choices for the students. At Park and Frederick, we've increased the daily choices for them as well. GMS has always had the most choices, and we've introduced more to them as well, such as yogurt parfaits. And we did receive new convection ovens at GMS, I should say, sorry. So that's been great as well. Composting has continued. We are composting now at all of the schools in the district. We are utilizing 5 compartment molded compostable trays as the one in the picture that you see. We switched from sport kits to compostable individual forks and individual spoons. So a student doesn't have to grab a whole sport kit. They can just grab what they need, and those are the pictures, as you can see as well, that's being utilized at all the schools. We had put out a survey for the students this year in order to get some feedback from them on different things, and to us, it's very important to know what's important to them so that we can better service them and what we can do to improve their experience here in the cafeteria. So it's always interesting to see their responses, and the biggest thing that, as you can see through the survey, is that they're looking for multiple choices daily. That's important to them. So that is something that we were able to do this year, and we will continue and plan to do in future years as well, because we certainly, our goal is always to get as many kids as we can to eat breakfast and lunch with us. So when they have the choices that they like, more choices, then we can certainly get more students into the cafeteria as well. And of course, all the other factors are just as important to us, but just to give you a little insight about what's important to our customer. A few fan favorites, just to illustrate a little bit, there's the yogurt parfaits that we've introduced this year for the students. Pizza Day is always super popular and a favorite. The pulled pork flatbread meal was a new one this year, along with the grilled ranch club sandwich. So we're always trying to utilize new recipes, new items, new things for the students so that they don't get bored of the same thing day after day, which is why having different variety and options for the students is very important. We celebrated National Banana Bread Day. We like to utilize as many holidays and celebrations as we can to keep it fun and exciting for the students. Here is Valentine's Day just a few weeks back. We had a slushy cup to go with their meal. It's 100% fruit, but certainly all the kids love that. Coming up, we have Cinco de Mayo. We'll do a taco bar. And then, of course, next week, which is just right around the corner, we have National School Breakfast Week, which is a week to really get more kids, if we can, to come eat breakfast, because that, of course, is the most important meal of the day. So we'll have some new breakfast items that week. We'll have a lucky tray day with a little sticker. So if they happen to have the lucky tray, they get a prize, and just to make it fun and exciting for the kids. Thank you for your partnership, support, and opportunity to serve the students. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much for that update. Any questions or comments from board members? Mrs. Miller?
Just one. So last year you told us you had 2 corporate goals. One of them was to develop new balanced whole food recipes on your menu, and the second was to expand our network of eco-friendly agricultural partners. So I was wondering how our menus reflect the progress on that first goal of more whole food recipes?
Yeah, so this year we've been working on a recipe mosaic, well, it's a software, recipe software, where we're incorporating more chef-driven made from scratch recipes. So we have a huge amount that we're working and bringing into the district. So that's been super great and exciting. And we have certainly incorporated more scratch-made items into the recipes. Some examples like a chicken stir fry, even the pizzas we make from scratch, pastas. So that's been great. And we've been certainly doing more and more, and we continue to do more in the future as well.
And at our schools
Yes,
too? You're able to
yes.
do that? Okay, great.
Yes.
And then for the second one, I'm just wondering if you know what percentage of total food spending in our district goes toward locally or regionally sourced products?
I wouldn't know the percentage off the top of my head. I would have to run a report for that, but we are doing what we can and purchasing what we can when we can that's made available to us locally. Recently, we have been in communication with the CLC, which they are developing a farm called Urban Farm Center. Hopefully, they do plan to have it completed this summer, and we've already been in contact with them. They say that they hope to grow 72,000 heads of lettuce, so I'm really hoping we could utilize some of that into our district here, which is just a few miles down the street. So that's super exciting. So anything that we can do, and when we can get it from our purveyor, we are bringing it in here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Is anything getting easier, anything getting harder, anything changing that, I know I'm kind of, I might be catching you off guard
No,
on that
that's
one,
okay.
but-
I'll let Amber answer that.
Not really. I feel like it's actually been getting, sorry. I feel like it's been kind of getting easier. We're knowing what the kids like and what they want, and we're just building on that as we go throughout the months to hope to bring in more food next year that they'll like, and kind of doing more research on more recipes, how to utilize more fresh veggies and fruits in their meals to kind of get them to eat the fruit and veggies.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Other comments or questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to the section of the agenda for board reports. I'll start down with Mr. Weedman today. Okay. Mrs. Miller?
I have no report.
Nothing. Okay. Mrs. Hune, no report.
I have no report
No
either.
report. I do not have any report either, except to welcome, I believe we have high school students here this evening. Yes? How many do we have? 3? All from Central? Okay. Welcome to this evening. Yeah, there's cake tonight, so you're going to want to hold on for that. Not every board meeting has cake, although we should. But this one
Blue
does.
frosting.
This one does. So you've come at the right time, and you can, brag about that to everybody who came to previous board meetings that didn't have cake. All right. Okay, well, since none of us had a report, I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Glickman for the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Our team does have a brief report. I'm just going to start, Board, I know you were very busy coming in today. You had a closed session first, so I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at the posters that are out in the media center, but we do have posters showing the designs and colors for our 4 updated media centers the 4 media centers that will be updated this summer, and they're just beautiful. We will also have copies of those posters at those 4 schools during parent-teacher conferences this spring so that people can start taking a look at them and just really to build the excitement. So if you didn't get a chance to look at them yet, please do on your way out later, along with anyone in the audience. They're just gorgeous. And then I'm just handing the superintendent report over to the team, and I think we have something first from Dr. Lorenzo, and then from Ms. Bogren, and then from Mrs. Gluck. We'll have you start.
Hello? Okay. I'm just going to read this lovely announcement that we have here. The Route 83 Showdown is back and bigger than ever. On Friday, February 27th, Frederick and Grays Lake Middle School teachers and staff will take on the Grays Lake Police Department and the Grays Lake Fire Department. Are you playing? In a high-energy night of basketball, community pride, and friendly competition. The showdown, held at Grays Lake North High School gym, begins with a ceremonial tip-off at 7 p.m. by Grays Lake Mayor Elizabeth Davies. This family-friendly event will feature a three-point shootout, a principal race in inflatable costumes. I'm not doing that either. Concessions, and a 50-50 raffle. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and tickets are just $5 per person for a fun night celebrating our schools, first responders, and the Grays Lake community.
Good evening, board. I'm thrilled to share with you some updates in regard to our two-way dual language programming and planning. I wanted to share with you that we have begun our family information sessions that we have been having. We began in December, and that one was specifically hosted by our MPAC group. And we had a virtual meeting on February 17th, which was very well attended, so I was very pleased with that turnout. We had one this week as well at Avon Center School, and we have 2 more planned for both Prairie View and Park campus. So I'm very thrilled with the interest. We have been monitoring the online registration process as well, collecting all the data of those families that have elected the box that, yes, I'm interested in dual language programming. And there has been some great feedback and questions as well. So with that being said as well, I wanted to kind of unveil, when you all have a moment, please go into our district website and take a gander at the amazing abilities of our colleague Leslie Armstrong in the development of our two-way dual language page. You will see all of the kind of product of much planning and collaboration that has been going on all school year thus far. So some exciting advancements. I did want to mention, certainly for you, board, but also for our families listening in this evening, that we have a near deadline coming, April 10th, for families interested in the potential to enter into a lottery, if indeed we need to have a lottery. And the lottery will happen on none other than Tax Day. We thought that was perfectly fitting. No one will forget that two-way dual language lottery is going to happen on Tax Day. So I will keep you all abreast of any additional updates, and thank you again for your support.
Good evening, board. So I would like to talk about the upcoming Grays Lake Library Community Art Fair. And throughout the month of March starts this weekend if you weren't aware. It's crazy. Throughout the month of March, the Grays Lake Public Library will transform into a vibrant gallery showcasing the talents of our creative community. The library will be hosting student works from all of our CCSD 46 schools, plus Westlake Christian Academy, Grays Lake North and Central High Schools, and member works from the Grays Lake Arts Alliance. The library is hosting school-specific reception nights as they have in the past. Those will be from 6 to 7 p.m., and they will be on the following dates. Next week, on March 5th, it will be for Prairie View, Frederick, and GMS. And then on March 9th, for Avon and Woodview. On March 10th, for Park, and on March 12th, for Meadowview. So hop on over to the library and you'll get to see some amazing art.
Thank you, Mrs. Gluck. Thank you, team. And whoops, that's the end of the superintendent's report tonight.
Thank you, everybody, for that report. Appreciate that. That brings us to the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve this evening's consent agenda, which also includes the personnel addendum that was sent to us earlier today.
I'll move. Second.
Okay.
Hune,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Consent agenda approved. We do have a number of action items this evening that we need to vote on. First, I need a motion, please, to approve the scale server environment purchase that was discussed with us.
So moved.
I'll second. Okay.
Weedman,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
and Halverson.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Next, I need a motion to approve the purchase of student Chromebooks, Chrome Care warranty, and cases in the new round as presented to us.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Hune.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yep, I was just going to share. So this purchase is in alignment with our scheduled hardware refresh cycle, which, as a reminder, is every 4 years. You'll notice the inclusion of the program assistance devices to the memo. This was a planned refresh, and we added it in so that we could get the best price possible with all of the expanding technology prices that are happening right now. So.
Hune,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion approved. Next, I need a motion to approve the two board policies that we had discussed after the other policies. Policy 2:150, which was the policy on committee, and policy 8:10, connection with the community.
So moved. I'll second.
Okay.
Halverson,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Wonderful, motion approved. And finally, and wonderfully, I need a motion, please, to approve Scott Wold as the next Assistant Superintendent of Finance here in District 46.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay.
Halverson,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Hune,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Wonderful, motion approved. Congratulations, Mr. Wold, and welcome to District 46. And like I said, there's cake, but that's coming later. Gotta wait for us to finish. So everybody, we need to have short conversations so people can get cake. Okay, we do not have any unfinished business on the agenda tonight, but we do have a number of things on the new business side. So we'll go ahead and start off with the contract renewal with GSF, nighttime custodial services for the 26-27 school year. Am I handing that over to you, Mr. Wildman?
Yes, the administration recommends renewing the contract with GSF for the upcoming school year. The cost is just over $1 million, close to $1.1 million. The administration is satisfied with the service and performance we've received over the last year. The price is limited to a CPI increase, which is the December 2024 CPI, as per the original bid specifications. This is a one-year extension allowed under the original agreement, bringing the partnership to its 5th year. It supports District Goal 4 by maintaining transparent, predictable financial commitments, and it's for discussion only to be approved at the following meeting.
Any questions, comments at this point? Okay.
So we'll bring this back for an action item at the next board meeting?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, next up is a discussion of the Wold Architect fee proposals for the 2027 Media Center renovations. Mr.
It is me. Thank you.
Wildman.
The administration is presenting a fee proposal from World Architects to lead the modernization of media centers at Avon Center School, Woodview School, and Grayslake Middle School. The renovations are funded by the Series 2025 debt certificates and align with the district's long-range facility plan. While the district previously declined furniture design services for the first projects, the administration now recommends this fee. Given Wold's previous support, the district believes having the architects lead the furniture selection ensures better design cohesion and project leadership. Wold has developed a plan to modernize these spaces with minimal disruption to school operations, starting immediately upon authorization.
Ms. Miller?
Mr. Wildman, could you just walk us through the design process again? At what point do stakeholders jump into that and jump out? How does that work, if you don't mind? Please.
Sure. Specifically for this project, we are already using, kind of working with the four previously designed media centers. So the next three are going to be using a lot of the kit of parts and a lot of the biomes which have kind of been developed with those first four media centers. So we do have a bit of a head start in terms of the work, which is really good because it will be done in a way which is more efficient this year.
I'm going to actually ask, maybe Amanda Pelser can give just a brief overview of what that process was. Because right now, we're kind of in the middle. We've done all this work to get to the four that'll be done this summer, and then you're asking about the next four or the next three. It'll be helpful. Can you do that,
so
please?
we had a core planning group that took place last fall. And that kind of set the direction for all of the media center work that was going to be happening. That group came together, they did some tours, and they really established some guiding principles for the design of all of the spaces. Then there is user group meetings that are happening at each of the buildings as construction is happening. So it's already happened at those 4 buildings, and will happen this spring. That includes the info specialist, the STEM teacher, if it's a 5-8 building, the principal, and then some teachers, because really the idea is to get everyone who's going to be using this space to have some input on how it will be used. From there, once that is established, then there's a design committee, which includes some district office staff, the principal, and the info specialist to really hone in on what the space, what will go into the space and that kind of thing. As Mr. Wildman shared, there are some things that have been established through this round. So some key pieces of furniture that will happen in all places and things like that. So that's the design process. Right, we're not starting from scratch, and we learned actually a lot through this process with Wold, and I think we're gonna do even better this time, so. Yeah, so one thing that we're doing in this redesign, we looked at the current furniture that we had and established that for the most part, our shelving could be reused. It was in really good condition. So obviously that's keeping waste, and we're continuing to use really great shelving that we already have. That is the exception, I think, is Meadowview. There was some really tall shelves that couldn't be reused for line of sight issues, but I think that's one thing that we have done in this redesign to really try and be thoughtful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Other comments or questions? Nope. Okay. Next on the list of new business items is the Grays Lake Middle School lighting retrofit project. I think that's back over to Mr. Wellman again.
Yeah, this is for replacement of all our interior lighting. These 2x4 lights like this, they will be retrofitted with new LED sensor-ready lights. It will be installed by our O&M team. They're very easy to put in, so we'll have savings at that part. So that's just the beginning of our journey with making everything more efficient and just making it better for our community in a sense, but a very important project, and this is just a start.
Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
So this GMS was proof of concept that this would save us money. Can you tell us more about what's available for the rest of the district?
As far as lighting is concerned, we have parking lot lights, which are also going to be replaced. They currently have old LED screw-in bulbs, which are not as bright. So on the safety part of things, it's not very adequate lighting. So we're upgrading the lighting, and we still get a rebate money from ComEd just to facilitate that. So all the schools are going to get that starting maybe April, as soon as the materials come in. They will also have sensor-ready daylight for dusk till dawn. We do have our train BAS system working the lights, but that's another aspect that we have. We've done a few of the gyms also already, so that's where we're at. So there's more to grow on.
And do you know what the cost savings will be for us?
I know for GMS over 5 years, it would be $528,000 in savings. Return on investment is 1.4 as far as our investment into it. So it made sense.
Okay, thank you. And finally, under new business, we have a strategic planning facilitators discussion. I'll let Dr. Glickman kick that off for us.
Thank you, Dr. Mack. So, Board, as you know, you will be headed into strategic planning in the fall, and it's time to start thinking about who will be facilitating that process. At the April 8th Board meeting, you will have the opportunity to meet likely 3 or 4 facilitators who will come before the Board and present their process to you. I have, excuse me, sent out requests for proposals and have received 7 proposals from planners. And so we need to have a way to get from those 7 to identifying who's coming before the Board so that you can make a final selection. So my intent tonight is just to facilitate a short conversation. Well, it could be a long conversation, but there is cake. So I'm guessing a short conversation about the end result. And so I have 2 questions that I want for you to ask you, and this is actually a conversation for the Board and for our cabinet members who will be in one way or another involved in the strategic planning process and without question involved in the results of that process, right? Because it becomes our administrators who are guiding the work with our staff as we make the goals that come out of strategic planning a reality. So I have 2 questions. I'm going to name them for you, and then we'll kind of back it up. So the first question is, what do you think is important in the final product? And the second question is, what do you think is important in the process? I want to go to the final product question first, and I want to be clear that I'm not asking, what do you think the goals should be? Because that's the process, right? That comes out of the process. So that's not the question I'm asking. I think I'd like you to think about an adjective. Think about, we need a strategic plan that is ... That's what I'm asking you. So I'm not intending to go around this circle, go around the horn to have people answer. This can be just kind of an open conversation. If you need to put a bunch of words together before you get to your adjective, that's perfectly fine. But that's the first question. What do you think is important in the final product? We need a strategic plan that is. Who can jump off?
Who's brave going first?
I
Mr. Weedman?
actually have 2 for you. Comprehensive and robust.
Oh, robust was the one I was going to use.
And we've got Sue taking fabulous notes, by the way. Comprehensive and robust, yes.
So mine was also flexible. I also had flexible, but I had visionary and flexible, driven by real-time need. So
Nice.
similar to what you were thinking.
Nice sentence, Amy. I would go with broad and bendable. Alliteration.
I would add actionable, so that it's flexible, but it's also easy for us to take action.
I would add reflective. I wasn't expecting an adjective, so I'm making that up. But something that includes review and revision cycles so that we're monitoring along the way, and that's adaptable. And then inclusive of a board goals specifically around collaboration and also the sustainability targets that I know you don't want goals, but I just am bringing all of us back to speed. It's been a while since we've done that, but would include those targets.
I would like a strategic plan that is an advocate. So it not only sets the direction of where we think we want to be going, but allows us to advocate on behalf of all the stakeholders that are part of our community. That's our students, our families, our teachers, our staff, us, future students, future families, all of that. Something that allows us to actually use the strategic plan as a voice. That was more than one adjective, so.
That's okay.
Word.
You got words at the concept. Anybody else?
Go yet, but I will add on top of everybody's wonderful adjectives. It's broadly accepted, and I'm thinking more in terms of the second question, that it's just harmoniously achieved so that it's meeting the needs of all of the groups that it needs to meet. And I am also very new to this, so I hope that makes sense.
Thank you. Anybody else on this one? Okay, and then the next question, what do you think is important in the process? Use whatever part of speech you want to answer this question.
I think honest stakeholder collaboration is probably the biggest thing. Having, honest conversations with all the stakeholders so that they all get their voice heard.
Can I add to that one too? Because I also was thinking about a collaborative, vision-driven process with all stakeholders, but with all stakeholders in the same room so that people can actually hear each other.
I wanted to include behavioral indicators of values like volunteer surges, donation patterns, sustained community partnerships, as well as the lived experience of, again, a broad spectrum of stakeholders. So not just focus groups and interviews, but actually someone that would be in the community figuring out, looking at trends beyond what people are saying, because I think sometimes two things. One, we privilege people who have a lot of words, and also just taking a look at some of the behavioral indicators sometimes I think are more reflective of what the community cares about than what we talk about.
I want to stay with you for a second.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we understand a little bit more about what you mean and what you think that looks like.
So there's some research methods called community ethnography, and those are qualitative research methods. It's using the lived experience of people, again, looking at volunteer trends and looking at donation trends and looking at more behavioral indicators. There's two organizations in the city. One is called the ABCD Institute from DePaul University, and the other is called EduDream, which is a Latino woman-owned company, and they do that kind of research, so they might give you more detailed information than I can give you, but it's that kind of beyond just, or not just, but beyond interviews and focus groups.
Thank you.
I would like, with all of that, of course, I'd like an end so strategic plans often are, those things that come out of the people who are involved in the planning process, right? And then then it's used by those people on a regular basis, right? It doesn't often get seen beyond those places. So I'd like an end product or something that allows us to tell the story of the district in a broader way, because we know the story of the district is absent in other parts of the community. And I'd like something that allows us to tell that story beyond what a strategic plan generally lets us do. I mean, I know we have board meetings, but we don't always have a lot of people, and I don't know, there are 3 people watching currently on YouTube. We're not going viral at this point, right? 4, it just went up. But something to take away that when we as board members or community members or whomever can use it to tell the story of the district where the district is not often part of that story. That's what I would like to see.
Anything else on process? Cabinet, yeah.
I would just suggest that we consider making sure that there's this lens that we continue to go back to make sure that we are aligning with our district community values and staying focused on our mission, our priorities with student learning and advancing that so that we're not going too far right or left. So that process has opportunities to make sure that we're checking that along the way.
Anybody else?
I'm just going to add that it's available for our Spanish-speaking and other multilingual opportunities to make sure they can participate too.
Yep. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, so what I will do is take what you've shared tonight and search for some themes and share those back with you, along with the things that maybe were outliers, but were also, shared this evening. And then I will be sharing with you the written materials that we have from those various facilitators so that you can assess them based on what we talked about this evening. And from that, we'll narrow it down to probably about 3 to come on April 8th. Sound good? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, that brings us to topics for future agenda items. And
All right.
back to you, Dr. Whitman.
Keep it going. So March 18th, we have Finance Committee, and that is a staffing update that will be provided by Dr. Woke, along with possibly some team members. We'll have 2 action items that came out of tonight's meeting. That's the GSF renewal and the GMS lighting project that we talked about. We also have a discussion topic, which is the organic life renewal for FY 26-27. So that'll be that night. April 8th, we may be celebrating some athletes, waiting on some information about that, so we'll see. We have our GMS Panthers coming to speak with us and then to sit at the board table, and that's always a great night. And then we'll have the strategic planning consultants presentations happening that evening as well, along with, the board considering how you want to move forward regarding those consultants. There will be organic life renewal action. That's what I've got for April 8th at this time. April 22nd, the only thing I have right now is that the Park Campus Wolves will be here speaking to you. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of other things to talk about that evening. May 13th will be another Finance Committee meeting, and that's where we'll have a presentation of our preliminary budget. So Mr. Wildman will do that for us. Thank you. And then we have 2 board meetings scheduled for June 10th and the 24th. And on one of those 2 dates, the cabinet will do a strategic plan update like we always do at the end of our school year. We'll share our progress that we made this year and what the goals are and plans are for the upcoming school year. So I wanted some feedback from the board as to which date you prefer, and I'll be open about that. Guessing maybe some people have some travel plans in June, and we want to be able to do it on the night that we have the most people here. So does anybody have anything to tell me about any of those dates? Okay.
I may be out on June 10th.
The 10th, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, so why don't we just go ahead then and plan on the 24th and let us know where you're going when you can. Okay, I'm kidding. All right, so we'll plan on the 24th for strategic plan update, and that's all I have right now for upcoming dates.
Okay, thank you. Any additional public comments at this point? Nope. Oh, that was early. Okay, no additional. Okay, we do not have a closed session. We don't have a closed session tonight, so we're gonna adjourn in a minute here so that we can have a cake. But I also would like to point out to the Grays Lake Central students that this meeting was under an hour by about 15 minutes too. So, you know, you can brag to all of your classmates that you had a short meeting and cake. Short and sweet. That's right. Literally short and sweet. So, and please stay for the cake, everybody in the audience, okay? And I need a motion to adjourn the meeting this evening, please.
I'll move.
Okay.
Hune,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Mack,
Aye.
Halverson,
Aye.
and Weedman.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Meeting adjourned. Good night, and enjoy the cake.